Hi, Viewpoint friends. In honor of Teacher Appreciation Week, I thought I would give you a short floor stretch today with some of my favorite stretches sitting on the floor. So what you will need is, if you have a yoga mat, that would be great. You'll need a wall because we'll finish up on the wall. And if you're on a hardwood floor under your mat, you might want to have a blanket handy or a towel just for your knees if that's more comfortable, or you might want it to sit on. So we're going to start by just sitting crisscross on the floor. You could have a towel or blanket under your hips if that's more comfortable for you. We're just going to start by sitting up tall, hands on our knees, closing our eyes, just tuning into our breath. Lips closed, inhaling through your nose and exhaling through your nose. Inhale for a count of 4 and exhaling for a count of 4. Take 2 more breaths together, just centering ourselves, coming into our space. And then we'll blink our eyes open, bringing our hands together at our chest, sitting up nice and tall. Bringing our elbows in, palms out, stretching right across your collarbones, and then bringing our fingers down to the floor. Inhaling our arms up overhead, and exhaling our hands down, just connecting breath and movement. Inhaling up, exhaling down, inhaling up. And exhaling this time, we will turn to our right. Just taking a nice, easy stretch. Sitting taller on your inhale, twisting on your exhale. We're going to bring your back arm up and over and just taking a sort of side diagonal stretch here. Stretching the arm in line with our left thigh. And come back to your twist. And come back to center. Inhaling your arms up and overhead. Exhaling them down. Let's inhale up. Exhaling, twisting to our left. Again, just breathing into the twist, finding length. And then bringing that back arm up and over on the diagonal. Maybe having your arm in line with your ear, dropping your shoulder down so your shoulder is not up in your ear. And coming back to your twist. And back to center. And then coming over onto hands and knees, we'll do a couple cat-cows here. So wrists under your shoulders, knees under your hips. And we'll just inhale. Let your chest drop, let your belly button drop. Exhale. Belly button towards your spine. Heart towards the back of your spine. And just continuing on your breath. exhaling, angry cat. Inhaling, cow. And just a few more. Allow your breath to start your movement. And then come back to neutral spine. We're going to lift up our one arm up towards the ceiling, and then we're going to thread it through, and I'm going to lie down on my shoulder and kind of my ear. Just getting a stretch here. I feel it behind my shoulder blade, my back. And then coming back to all four. And then switching sides. Lifting our other arm up. And threading it through. Lying down on our shoulder. Make sure you're breathing. And coming back to all fours. And then let's come into a child's pose, so you can take your knees wide, toes together, sitting back on your heels, arms out long in front of you, and just take your forehead down to your floor. Broaden across your back, between your shoulder blades. Pull your shoulders away from your ears. You can always have bent elbows here or straight, just depending, whatever feels good. And then we'll come back to all fours. Knees under hips. Wrists under shoulders, and we'll push back, and we'll just take a moment to do a downward dog. So pushing the hips up and back, arms straighten, heels reach towards the floor. I have really tight hamstrings, so my heels do not reach the floor. You can have a little bend in your knee. You can waggle your hips back and forth, pedal your feet. Just make it feel good. And then we'll just take 3 breaths here, finding stillness. And coming back down, hands and knees, crisscrossing your ankles, sitting back. So I have a very narrow space here because my bed's over here, and so hence the maybe funny angle on the camera, but hopefully it's working. So we're going to sit up tall here. You're going to take your legs out in front of you. And let's lift up our left knee. Sitting up tall, holding onto that knee. Take your right arm out, and then we're going to hug into that knee. Again, just another easy twist here. Trying to sort of bring my thigh and my belly together, but again, make it feel good. It shouldn't hurt or strain. See if you can sit up tall. See if you can make your breath smooth and steady. Coming back to the front, letting our knee open to the side, and then we're just going to reach over our straight leg, flexing that front foot. You can't see my foot, but it's flexed. You can can always have a little bend in your knee. Again, it should just feel good. If your knee's bent, you might feel it more get a stretch in your back. If your leg's straight, you might feel it more in your hamstring. Either one is fine. And then sitting back up, and we'll switch sides. Bending our right knee, sitting up tall, taking our left arm out, hugging that knee in towards us, twisting. Using that back hand for support so that we can sit up a little taller. And then coming back to the front, letting that knee open to the side, and then reaching over our straight leg. Again, flexing that front foot. And just trying to get some length in your spine. Getting the stretch in the hamstring, behind your knee, calf, back, lower back. And coming back up. And then we're going to finish with our legs up the wall. So you could bring your mat close to your wall, whatever. If your hamstrings are really tight, I'll show you a couple different adjustments. You're going to see me at an odd angle, but it'll be fine, right? So legs are going to come up the wall. You can either have your hips all the way up to the wall, or if that's too intense, you could always have a little bend, or you can scooch off the wall, and so you're not quite at that right angle. Any of those will work. You can also put a blanket under your hips if that feels good. Again, you just want it to feel nice. This is a nice inversion, especially when we're sitting all day and all the fluids in our body are going down towards our feet. This just reverses everything, right? Allows it to travel back up, the blood to get flushed through the heart and sent back. So we're just going to lie here for a few breaths. You can have your hands on your belly. Just reminding yourself to take those nice big belly breaths, breathing all the way and allowing your belly to rise and fall. Or you can have your arms out to the side, palms up, getting a nice stretch across your chest, whatever feels good. Cross our right ankle over our left knee, and then start to drag that left foot down the wall so that we're getting that figure 4 stretch in our right hip. And I apologize because I have no idea which way you're seeing me, or even yourself. You're probably lying there, can't see me at all. So anyway, whichever leg you start with, we're going to do both. So right now I have right ankle over left knee. And then I just pull that foot down the wall until I feel that hip and that stretch in my right hip. This is one of my favorite ways to use the wall. These two stretches, just legs up the wall and then this figure 4. You can keep continuing to do that 4 count breathing, 4 count inhale, 4 count exhale. And we'll switch sides. So bringing your legs back up the wall, whichever ankle wasn't crossed over before, cross that one now. And then starting to bring the right leg down the wall. Our hips are not created equal. One might have more movement. One might be stiffer. This is my stiffer hip. Hands can be anywhere that's comfortable for you. Try and flex that top foot. Again, we're just protecting our knee. If you're feeling it in your knee, back off. And we'll release, legs back up the wall. We'll just bend our knees and roll over to one side. Actually, we're going to take our legs to I lied to you. We're going to take our legs to the left and our right arm out to the right, and we're just going to take one final twist here. Either curled up against the wall, or if you've already straightened yourself out, you could just do this lying on your mat. And let's go up and over to the other side. Just easy twist, other side, other arm, left arm out, knees to the right. Just melting that left shoulder towards the floor. And then coming back to center, and we'll end in Shavasana. So just lying down on our back, feet out long, a little wider than hips distance, arms by our side, just lying comfortably. We'll take 4 breaths here. And then please continue in Shavasana if you'd like. Otherwise, take your arms up overhead. Stretch from fingers to toes. Rolling over to one side. And then pressing up to seated. Teachers, faculty, staff, all Viewpoint employees, we appreciate you for all that you do. Now, more than ever, as a parent, as a fellow educator, my gratitude is immense. Namaste.